Howdy, friends, and welcome to The Story Field. This is a podcast where we talk about business, faith, and life in general.
Okay, so here's the deal. We want you to be encouraged. We want you living in hope. This life we live is complex. It's hard at times. At The Story Field, you will find great stories of normal people just like us who will inspire you. Our goal is that you leave encouraged, inspired, and excited to move forward in life. But before we get started, one thing though, if you're listening and you find yourself really hopeless right now, send us an email at hope@thestoryfield.com so we can pray for you. Thanks for joining us today. Let's get started.
Hello, Storyfield. Hey, it's your buddy Micah, and I think we're in like episode 90s or something, somewhere in the 90s, and we're super excited. I usually get to take a back seat and kind of listen and learn from all the guests that we have, but today I get to bring my friend Mandy Hedrick on. She is like a social media, I don't know, superhero. Like she knows all the things and knows all the stats. So welcome to the podcast, Mandy.
Whoop, whoop. Thanks for having me on, Micah.
As we do on the Story Field, people want to know who we're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
So give us like a little brief bio, like where would you grow up? If you got siblings, any of those kinds of things. Inform the people.
Okay, so I was born in Idaho Falls, Idaho, Potato, USA. We moved to Salt Lake City area when I was in second grade, which was an interesting transition for me. A lot of social reasons. It was just different. It was different. And then let's see, I have a baby sister and I have a baby brother. And not baby, I mean, they're adults now, so I shouldn't say babies, but they're babies.
I was about to say, wow.
I mean, my brother's like 6'6", like he's a big old guy, and then my sister has babies of her own, so they are not babies, but they're my younger siblings. So
gotcha.
They will always be babies, right? And
hey, real quick, yeah. Before you go, when you're in Idaho, did you ever see that giant potato on the trailer? Is that a myth? They're a giant potato that big that rolls around on a tractor trailer.
I have never seen the giant potato. That doesn't mean I just don't remember it. It probably was like at the state fair or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. But there are a lot of potato farms there. So that is a legit thing. Potato sellers. One of my children do not like potatoes. And I don't even know how they were born from me because I love potatoes. Potatoes are like a staple for me. So
seems like you'd have to be if you grew up there.
Right. So it's like, part of who I am. So let's see, sidetrack. So I grew up in Bountiful, Utah, which is a very small town, conservative feeling. I stuck out there. I always tried to blend in and be some. I was quiet. I knew how I was, but I didn't ruffle feathers most of the time. I tried to just blend in. When you grow up somewhere where you are the opposite of everybody, I think that's just kind of one of those things where you, I say I'm a lot apparently, where you just try to, like, it's your default setting to survive.
Right. You kind of chameleon yourself in and out of different groups so that you're not noticed or you don't cause trouble or whatever.
Yes. So I had a really amazing art teacher who took me under his wing when I was a junior and helped me really get started in the future. Like I loved art. I always took art. But he had me help him design things for the high school, for like the dance program and for the theater program, which really got me on my design future. So fast forward, I get engaged when I was a senior in high school to my husband. We've been married for 26 years.
Woo!
I know, 26 years. We get married that fall. Of course, everybody's like, you're
Yeah.
engaged in high school. What's up? You just find your person, you find your person. And so I went to college. I started college at the University of Utah. Um, but we were paying for it all of ourselves, poor college students, and I never finished my degree. It's one of those things that I always toy with, like, should I go back and finish? So should I go back and finish? We'll see. We'll see what time brings. But fast forward a few years, had kids, became an assistant art director for a small publishing company. Um, and then I started to dabble in other careers. I tried doing insurance,
Yeah.
and I loved the marketing part, right? Just
I
like I was doing at the small publishing company. I was doing marketing, I was doing book layouts, I was helping people with designs. So I noticed the underlying current of every single career path I tested out was always marketing. I had kids, I stopped doing insurance, then I became a realtor. Well, the one thing I loved was
the
marketing.
marketing of the houses.
Yeah, marketing of the houses, marketing of other agents,
Yeah.
marketing of title companies. I wasn't just doing the marketing, I was also doing the logos and branding. And this was when social media was first launching, all their social media pages. Um, and
That,
I did real estate for 12 years. Go ahead. Did you have a question?
no, no, no. I was just gonna say, like, is this the MySpace era? Like, did you have to? Yeah. See, I think I
Mhm.
still have a MySpace page somewhere.
Shut up. MySpace is still up. I should go
Yes.
and like check on mine. I
Yes.
I I
Somebody
left that behind.
like a musician bought it or something. If I can't remember, but they were
I mean,
trying to
that makes
use it
sense.
as like the music social media at one
Yeah.
point. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
pretty fun. Hey, real quick,
I mean, it makes sense.
do you feel like I don't see any part of you that it really matters whether you had a college degree or not? I think it's all just based on your knowledge and you willing to learn from books and your other people and trial and error. I don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily know if when we grew up in the you have to go to college, you have to go to college. And then
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something I think it's kind of turning a little bit to where, and of course the CTE programs in high schools and stuff like that kind of show uh the work with your hands and the technical and all
Mm-hmm.
that other stuff. And I think sometimes the creatives can almost be the same thing. Like, yeah, in certain, I would say in art and all those stuff, maybe you need to learn different things. But like, if you're really good at social media and getting people to engage, maybe the college degree helps you, but maybe not.
So I feel like over time I have figured out all my holes, and I have filled them with reading. I mean, obviously I
Yeah.
enjoy reading. I enjoy knowledge. It's not that I don't want to go back to school. It's not that I don't want the degree, but I don't know at this point in my life that is the paper worth it.
Correct. And
Do
that's
you
what
know
I,
what I
yeah,
mean?
for sure. Cause I think it's obvious. It's obviously based on the work that you have done with your clients. You know what you're talking about. But I think
Mhm.
it's also just a good reminder that sometimes a reading reading is just a $25 book is the same as paying for a $1,500 class at a college.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're willing to learn and apply the knowledge. Because you can read books all day long, but if you're not willing to be like, oh, I could improve myself in that area and really takes the steps to improve yourself, it doesn't matter. Right. And so
Right.
I really focus on having a growth mindset to make sure that I'm always evolving, learning. I know I'm not perfect. I know there's
Right.
always room for improvement. And I enjoy learning. So I don't know. It's one of those things like, would the paper ever help me? I don't know.
Yeah. I think I think the paper would only help you if you got into an environment where the person that was trying to judge you for that job said, "Oh, well, this person needs to have the paper." I think
Yeah.
really, but I
And I
digress.
don't know that those types of environment are really good for creative people.
Right. Well, we've talked about this before. We kind of like working for ourselves because
Yeah.
We get to be fully creative. Like we're
Yes.
not stifled by three layers above us that kind of say, well, I prefer blah blah blah, and we're like, that's not what the people are looking for or at,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Or they just don't like they have an idea, which is fine. It's great for them to bring ideas, but when it's their way or the highway and they don't understand the whole process, what goes into it, you're like, but that actually isn't the best thing for the goals we're trying to reach.
Right,
And
right.
when they're not willing to listen, you can only
Yeah.
lead a horse to water.
Okay, so you're doing real estate,
Hmm.
then what happened to
I'm
get you out of
doing
real estate?
I'm doing real estate and I'm also side hustling marketing. I'm still making logos. I'm still, doing social media. I'm still doing branding for people. And it took us, and I had a fantastic real estate business. It took us moving to Texas. I got a marketing job when we first moved here with a brand that I enjoyed working with in Utah. So it was geared towards real estate still. And I knew I was only going to do it until I got my license here because in Texas, they don't reciprocate and you have to redo all the licensure.
Exactly.
So I did all that. I quit my marketing job and I got into real estate in Texas. So that was about 8 years ago. And I quickly learned that real estate in Texas has a lot of gray areas that Utah did not have. And a lot of those gray areas made me very uncomfortable. I'm like, this isn't my jam down here. And so I got out of traditional real estate, but I was still working with people in Utah doing their marketing. Um, I had given up the marketing job here, the 9 to 5 marketing job. And so I went and used my real estate license at a corporation here that does easements for like electric and power and water and stuff. And I had started volunteering, which I had done a couple of times. Like I helped the PTA put on a really big fundraiser and we raised a lot of money. And then I started volunteering with the band. And so meanwhile, I'm still side hustling, right? Marketing this whole time. And then it was one day at a band competition, and I'm like, I hate I hate what I'm doing. Like I hate the real estate part. I'm still a licensed realtor, even to this day, but why am I not doing this full time for myself? And that was just over 3 years ago. And I officially formed an LLC and didn't look back.
Nice. Yes. Yes, I kind of remember when that switch happened.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because we've been friends for a while, and
Mm-hmm.
we do business together on some clients, and we volunteer together at
Mm-hmm.
some local things, and that's kind of why I wanted to like bring you, because you've had a long experience with social media and marketing.
Yes.
And what we have noticed recently is that kind of small business is back to booming a little bit. Everybody's coming up with these ideas and they're wanting to start these businesses. And whether it's a DBA or an LLC or what have you,
Mm-hmm.
um, they're starting them, and they're getting out there. And as we have had experience with, and this is not a knock on business owners,
No.
but business owners, you can't do everything. Like, if we have always said that, like, you need to focus on your business and let people who are specialists come in and at least help you get started, and then it's your call and whether
Mhm.
you continue to do that or whatever. But uh there's like huge growth in small businesses right now, I mean,
Very.
especially around us, but I know
Yes.
probably everywhere, right?
And the creator industry in general, people making videos and getting paid to make I mean, not real estate, to make reels and do affiliate links. And I think that if you listen to every guru, real estate should be easy. I'm real estate, bless. See, I was talking about real estate and now my brain's on real estate.
Yeah, right.
Social media should be easy if you just listen to all the gurus, but here's the thing, they are doing marketing for themselves, like for their own personal person, right? For their family, they might be doing affiliate links and, selling you something from Amazon. This cool knife I just found, whatever, has changed my life. Here,
Right.
go in the comments and here's the link and buy it. That's how they're making their money, right? And so they're like, oh, you just make these, 3-second reels and everything's going to be fine. You're going to be a millionaire. But that's just not the reality of true marketing. You and I both know that, right? There's always like the get rich scheme, the quick marketing, but true long lasting marketing takes building a community.
Right. And especially in, like, we're talking about business owners, there is
Mm-hmm.
the individual brand people who, yeah, will throw up a silly TikTok or an Instagram, and you're correct, the affiliate link to buy the X so that they get a percentage of that. But a small business is trying to promote the brand as a whole, and there
Mm-hmm.
could be thousands of products.
Mm-hmm.
You can highlight one or whatever, but we, as a marketing person, we are trying to focus on building your brand as a whole. That could include the employees, that could include the products, but at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
it's totally different. It's just thrown up there and going, "Hey, buy this."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But I think that's the problem is business owners see these gurus or like these influencers and think, oh, it's easy. I can just do.
Right.
When it's not the same principles. It's just not the same. Like you can do your own social media for you personally, right? You post, oh, here we went out to dinner, we went to a concert, we went on vacation. Here's a picture of my kid. That's completely different than marketing your business. And I
Correct.
think people misunderstand that a lot.
Right. And then there's I don't know, I could be wrong. There's four or five, six, seven different outlets now. I mean,
And
and
growing all the time.
and then there's maybe two different, like in Instagram, there's the picture, but
Mm-hmm.
then you got to throw up a reel or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the Instagram version is called.
It's a real.
It's a
Yep.
reel. And
And then there's
then
carousels.
there's what?
Carousels.
Yeah, see,
Which
see,
are multiple pictures, up to 20, that you can
okay.
put information on and video in.
Okay. See, like there's all of these different things that you could and should probably be doing
Mm-hmm.
based on your industry. But what do you think are like right now, what do you think are the main social media outlets? Like the people, like if you're in, if we are consulting a brand new business person, we're like, hey, you need to start here, and then
Mm-hmm.
we can expand to other ones later. What do you think those are?
So that depends. And I feel like that's the answer in all marketing is that depends.
Right.
Who is your demographic? Who's your
Okay.
target audience? Who's your avatar, right? Like you need to know there's some basic marketing things that you need to know before you just jump on a platform and start posting. Because let's say you're like, oh, I'm old school, I'm all into Facebook, but I have a boutique who caters to millennials and teenagers. Well, they're not on
They're
Facebook.
not on Facebook. Yeah.
So just because you're comfortable with Facebook doesn't mean that's where your business should be. I'm not saying that you shouldn't also be on Facebook, but that your eggs aren't all in that basket.
Right.
But that's kind of, especially people our age, that's where they tend to put all their eggs is, well, it's not working on Facebook. Well, technically, your demographic is on Instagram and TikTok. So
Right.
that's really where you should be starting. TikTok's an interesting game right now because there is that is it going to stay? Is it going to go? What's it going to look like if it stays? And so I know a lot of brands have been holding off on TikTok, and I think it's smart because we don't know what it looks like in the future. But Instagram is for sure. If you were starting a business today, that would be the platform I tell you need to grow on.
So like, and then what about LinkedIn? Is LinkedIn
LinkedIn.
like is LinkedIn more like Twitter, to where I think Twitter's, yes, conversational, but as a business person, it just seems like people are just putting out quotes and their feelings on things. It's more of a uh it's more of a talking thing as opposed to a sales thing, where like LinkedIn has moved into more of the thought leader slash uh you need to hire me because of X, because I
Mm-hmm.
know X, in the
Mm-hmm.
professional realm.
So I think LinkedIn has two different sides that you can really look at. You can look at your business owner. As a business owner, you post and you post information there, but then you can also post as your business on LinkedIn. So that's really two separate pies, right? So
Okay.
you can be like, as a business owner, I know XYZ. These are the trials I've went through. This is how I grew my business. But then you still need your business page on LinkedIn also. It's not one or the other, it's both.
Right. And I think, I mean, we've talked about this, and the reason I wanted you to say that is because you have to plan separately for each individual social media platform because they
Mm-hmm.
run different. You can't just make a post necessarily
Mm-hmm.
and then copy and paste it to
Mm-hmm.
every single thing because I don't think it'll match, right? It'll just kind
No,
of you'll
yeah.
lose you lose your audience.
So a lot of times you can post the same graphic if you make it optimized where it will fit on all three. And a lot of people don't realize that Instagram, if your graphic isn't a certain size, it automatically doesn't do well. It doesn't get the eyeballs because people can scroll past it faster. Instagram does not push it. There's a lot of reasons, like there's an optimal size for each platform. Now, the Instagram platform kind of has taken leadership in sizing for like your images. And so what will work on Instagram works on LinkedIn, and it does work on Facebook, does not work on TikTok. And that's one of those things that I also want to make sure I mention is that if you post, let's say you start in CapCut, which is an outside editing software, or you start your reel in TikTok, if you export it and you leave the watermark on it and you try to put it in Instagram, Instagram will automatically suppress it because it is not an Instagram native reel. And
Right.
vice versa, if you try to take something that you made in Instagram and put it in TikTok without removing the watermark, it's automatically not going to do well. So I think that people need to be mindful how they're reusing their content also.
I got you. So, do you, this is just a question because I don't know the answer. Do you think
Yeah.
Reels is they started Reels and the popularity of Reels is because of what was happening to TikTok? So this was kind of their answer to kind of maybe level the playing field and keep people in Instagram and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
even
Absolutely.
Facebook. I don't even know. Does Facebook call them Reels too?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. See, I'm social media illiterate.
Yeah. It's okay.
Well, it's just funny. Like I do this. We do that. You know, we have had this conversation where I do this for a living. I don't really handle social media except for my law firm and a couple other things. And even those things, I'm not real good at it. But yet, I got to tell people. Well, not really, because I just have you in the meetings, and then I let you take care of all of that. That way, I don't have to. I don't have to mess with any of that. But the same reel, you could if you made it in a different entity like CapCut or I use Opus or that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
can upload them to both.
Yep.
They're almost the same as far as it needs to be video
Mhm.
content, 30 to a minute, depending on what it is. Because I think that's the thing that's messed up people too is uh, our attention spans for marketing has decreased dramatically.
You have 1.5 seconds to gain someone's interest.
So it's got to start with a bang, otherwise they're swiping up.
And not, hey guys.
What? Oh, I
No,
just
hey
did that.
guys.
I did that to start this podcast.
I know. Good thing podcasts are different, right? But
Yeah.
you can't like, hey guys, or hey, it's Mandy, or you need to start with why they're going to continue to watch.
Okay. So, and like, not necessarily like a tagline. Like I could be a wrestler and be like, "Hey,
Mm.
dinosaur."
No, you need to
No.
start with your hook, the pain point. What are they going to gain from giving you their time? Their 30 seconds, their 15 seconds, their 12 seconds. You basically have 1.5 seconds to gain interest. Then you have 3 seconds. Like the 3 second point, if you haven't given them something worth staying or something interesting, they're scrolling.
Hey, y'all. I just want to make an observation. When I see someone going through a legal situation, it seems like there are way too many unknowns. Well, the Allen firm provides legal guidance so that you can make a great decision, come to a resolution, and be at peace. For more information about the Allen firm, visit allenlawfirm.com. All right, so can you give us like a generic version of what that would be? I think people, okay, and talking to small business owners
Mm-hmm.
that have no idea about marketing at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of
Mm-hmm.
these guys have started multiple businesses and it's all word of mouth or it's location based or they're the only one in a
Mm-hmm.
vicinity.
Yep.
They have no idea of any of these marketing terms and then what's a hook mean
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. So if can you give us like a short example of what like a hook would be in your 1.5 and 3 second?
Start with a pain point. Start
Okay.
with a pain point. So,
Like why people need you.
uh-huh. Or what you're solving in that reel, for instance. What, like, let's say it is shoes.
Okay.
I literally just saw a reel before we got on this call about, there was a singer whose shoe broke during her performance and she walked around like she was in heels with a heel completely missing. You could literally start your reel and do like where you mesh them together,
Yeah.
and you could start with that, and you could put a hook on don't you hate when your shoes, or a voiceover, or words on the screen, don't you hate when your shoes break mid whatever, right?
Right.
And then you could do where you are then talking
I got
and
you.
showing a product. That is a really easy way to start, is because you're using social proof already. The reels already went viral.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
not saying that every business owner should try to go viral, because most people, if you had 1 million people come to your social media page and tried to do something, most businesses have no idea how to capture any of that audience. So then
Right.
they get all these false people following them and no way to turn them into clients. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this will sound bad, maybe, but like injury attorneys
Mm-hmm.
have nailed this, especially
Yes.
in like their TV spots.
Yes.
Um, it's like, do you hate the truck that ran into you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So anyway, I don't want to go into
Have
the
you lost time from a work site accident? Didn't get paid for it, paycheck to paycheck, going in debt. Yeah, I mean, for sure. They use pain point marketing to the extreme. And
right.
that's exactly what it is.
So is that the is that the only way to kind of get people's attention is to kind of the problem or the the issue and then I we used to in story branding they call this the hero effect.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like here's what's going to happen if you don't use me,
Mhm.
and then you come in and you kind of be the hero without being the hero.
Without being gross is what you're trying to say.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean,
So it really depends on how you set up your business model and how you set up your marketing columns, right?
yeah,
Um, you need to have growing your community in there. You need to have education and then a small percentage. And those types of reels are usually either educational. And so there's education on the backside of it about a product or service, but not necessarily sales. And then you need to have a small percentage that are sales that would literally drive you to buy something. So it really just depends on, are you a 30, 40, 20 kind of company where you do like 30% growing your community, 40% education, and 20% sales. So there's some nuances that depends on your business.
so columns in your for those who don't know, columns are like areas specific of what you're going to talk about on your social medias or even in
Mhm.
your just your general marketing period.
General
Could be on your
marketing period,
could
but
be your
social
website.
media, yeah, whether it's your emails, your website, social media. I mean, and really when you're talking about digital marketing, it's all three, and
Yeah.
all three important. Every business should be looking at their website, so you drive traffic to it. Okay, well, if you can't convert once they're there, Your website's doing you no good.
Correct.
It's just taking up noise. They need to be looking at their email marketing and their funnels, their social media, and then print is not gone. Print is still a very important part of marketing.
Okay, so listeners, if you or this is your first time listening or you've been listening forever, if you don't know some of those words we just said, you should probably reach out to a marketing person and kind of help you. Uh, I'm not going to say just do it for you,
Yeah.
but you at least need to uh, get with a professional that knows marketing to help you draft this stuff out, so at least you know where you should be going
Mm-hmm.
instead of just kind of guessing, because you're going to lose way much more time and energy trying to guess what is working or what
Mm-hmm.
your particular business should be doing
Yeah. Yeah.
than just hanging out with a marketing person, maybe consult, maybe let them handle it for 3 or 6 months so that you can get a feel of what should be done. And then if it starts working, you should just maybe just hire that person and just let them take care of it, because the whole point is to get eyes on you and to sell stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And it's not just business owners, it's also nonprofits. The
Yeah.
same things apply, whether you're a church, whether you do backpack donations and you give out backpacks, shoes, a normal nonprofit that you distribute money. It's all the same principles. What are your pillars? What are your buckets? What are your columns? Whatever you want to call them, right?
Right.
um, what are they? What are your percentages? And then you need to kind of hone in. What does that look like? How are you trying to stay within them? What does the content look like in each pillar?
Right. And then the analytics side of that, most people have probably never been, even they have a business page on Instagram or Facebook, never been to their analytics area. And there's a lot of information in there. And if you're not
Mm-hmm.
looking at it and kind of deciphering,
Mm-hmm.
it'll tell you what's working and what's not working, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can do some A/B testing. So, like, let's say you were doing a reel and you're like, oh, I'm not sure which hook, I'm using terms, I'm sorry, which lead in you want to be using to start off your reel. You can test it out. You can do the same reel or similar reels and change the words, change the what you say and test to see so you know what it looks like moving forward. Like, oh, this one took off and I got twice as many views and click throughs and conversions than I did on this reel. Well, then obviously you want to go with reel A for the next one you make.
Right.
So marketing is a lot of testing. There is no, yes, that's always going to work. And the way that the digital landscape changes on a daily, weekly basis, the algorithm is always learning and evolving. And it is truly always a testing ground. That's one of the things I love about social media marketing is that it is always changing. It's always evolving. It's always growing. And what worked in 2025 is not going to work in 2026. What worked in 2015 definitely is not going to work this year or next year or in the last 5 years. It has changed so drastically and it changes and it's always evolving. If you follow the CEO of Instagram, Adam, and I always say his last name wrong, so I'm not even going to try,
Uh,
but you can go follow him and he literally does Q&As on his page almost weekly. He gives you the latest and greatest that's going on with Instagram, which I feel like right now Instagram is the driver for all other platforms. It is who's cutting edge and who's going to make the other platforms upgrade or change.
right, right. Okay, so it's just kind of setting the trends, and then
Yes.
all the other people got to kind of like follow it.
Yep.
And I think you make a great point is that because marketing is so fluid and your target audience could fade in and out just depending on, let's say, age or location or any of those other things, that you constantly have to kind of modify. So just because you uh, sat down with let's just say you sat down with somebody and you came up
Mm-hmm.
with a plan,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean you can use that plan every single year for the rest of your business.
No.
Because in a year or in 2 years, you probably need to revisit the whole plan again, and you're probably going to change it. I mean, you would say every 6 months.
3 to 6 months is what I
Yeah,
would say. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because as you point out, one little thing can change the whole industry as a whole. So Instagram could come out with something totally new,
Mm-hmm.
and then in 2.5 months, everybody has now changed to that.
Yep.
Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it
Yep.
is, and now you're outdated. Like,
For instance, Instagram has never allowed an outside company to be able to directly DM new followers, brand new followers. Like, let's say, like, Micah starts following my page and automatically gets a DM. Welcome to MJ Designs and Marketing. How did you find us? Is there something that you're looking for that I can help you with? Instagram has never partnered with an outside party. Well, they just started partnering with ManyChat. So that is now going to be the driver for all these other platforms to figure out how to do it on their platform too. Because now I can connect ManyChat to my business, to my Instagram page, and every single new follower will get a personal message saying, "Hey, thanks for following me. Is there something that you're looking for I can help you with?"
yeah, and I get hammered by those on LinkedIn all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's always the, hey, I think you'd be good for us to connect, and then you
Mm-hmm.
connect, and then like 30 minutes later, it's
Sells
just some kind of salesy thing, which is why I don't really pay attention so much
or
to.
join my course or yeah,
Yeah, we should sell a course. Maybe that's what we should do.
squirrel.
Well, you're gonna find a link at the very bottom of this for our new PDF no, just joking. Okay, so um, and I think the reason I talk about small business so much is because a lot of these guys don't have the money for a marketing team,
Mm-hmm.
or what I have found in some of the business owners I've talked to and just had a general consultation, and then they decided not to use me or use you or whatever it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
because they have this influence of friends of like 10 or 15 people that are all telling them what they should be doing.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, you should just promote yourself, and you should probably just talk about how awesome you are in the community and do all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. And I'm like, you have not said anything about your business.
Yep.
You have not made yourself the go-to person in your community for furniture, for the nonprofit,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. There's so many variables that outside noise,
Mm-hmm.
and you need like a person that is not, I don't know what the right word is,
Personally,
emotionally attached to you, personally, is going to just constantly, you're the best ever. Like, it's like, that's not going to get you anywhere.
so I'm a unique in that area. I like working with friends and family.
No,
Um,
I'm just saying, like, these people are listening to people that have no business sense at all,
yes, they
right?
have, well, or I mean, there's always that in every business though. Well, you should XYZ to do this for your business, or you know what I mean? Like there is always the people that they want to have a business, but they're too afraid to start their own business. And so they always give you advice. Like that's in every business.
Right, right, right,
Even you and I get that advice all the time, right?
right.
I personally do like working with friends and family, but also I'm a very blunt person. I try to sugarcoat it a little bit. By sugarcoat, I mean I try to smooth out my edges, but I usually will be like, no, that actually stinks, and this is why. My opinion, take it or leave it, kind of thing.
Right, right.
But I love working with small businesses because they're the backbone of our economy. They're the backbone of America. Like we are a small business country.
Right.
And every single small business is someone's dream.
Right. And there's some
Mhm.
communities that's all there is. Like,
Mhm.
there's nothing else. Like,
Yeah.
you've got 2, 3, 4,000 people, and there's probably 17 businesses that run the whole city or
Yeah.
county to some
Yep.
extent. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. It's just funny of I'm here telling you things. I'm here just offering my advice because you asked me,
Mhm.
and then your buddy who has done nothing is telling you to do X, and then you do X instead.
Yep.
They're clueless.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like it's like we have both said we both like to learn, and you can learn something in every single conversation you have. So
Yes.
like if someone's giving you advice and they're an authority, like that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like um maybe take it and test it, and
Yeah.
then if it doesn't work, blow them off. Perfectly
So
okay.
here's the thing with that though. If let's say Mandy gives you advice,
Right?
you take it and test it. Are you testing it to Mandy's ability or are you testing it to your ability? Because Mandy has years of experience where your years of experience are what you started your business in, not in
Right.
marketing, right? In multiple industries. That's what my years of experience has led me to this path and this time. So you're seeing the end result of years and years of doing something versus I'm not going to go into a woodworking shop and be like, I'm going to make that table better than you. Also, can you teach me how to use that lathe? Because I have no idea. Right? Like,
Yeah.
um, there's a difference.
Unstuck Coaches hates it when movement and progress in a person's life or business is stuck or frozen or slowed or just stopped altogether. Well, we have found a solution. Unstuckcoaches.com. They offer a variety of coaching services to get you or your business moving again. Check out unstuckcoaches.com.
There is, and I mean I was kind of trying to get us to that point of like um
Mandy, bull in China
just
shop.
business own no no just the business owners just love your business. Let
Yeah.
other let it's you're not losing ownership, or you're not losing the creative aspect of your business to some extent. A marketing professional who's a consultant or does things for you is trying to help you
Mm-hmm.
build your dream, not
Yes.
not us come in and take part of your thing, or make you change your mind. Whatever your vision is, whatever your dream is for that, we helped you dissect that. We help you come up with a plan,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's website, and then there's internal and external things, posters, flyers, mailers, whatever. And then you've got a specialist like Mandy who does design and does social media,
Mm-hmm.
and and we're here to build you. Like that's the
Exactly.
whole point of what we do, is that we're our business is to help your business. We're
Yeah.
trying to take over your business.
No, we're never going to tell you how to build the furniture or what shoes to buy or what clothes to bring in or the latest fall scent or flavor or we're we might be like, "Hey, we feel like this is a really good idea. Have you ever tried this?" But we want to basically what I like to do is I like to get to know your business like it's my own. Right? Like, I wanna know why you started it, where you're coming from, what your passions are, what were you looking to fulfill in the community when you opened? And I wanna amplify that story and bring it to life so the customer that comes in and buys your plate of spaghetti knows exactly who they're buying the spaghetti from.
So we are the storytellers of your story,
Yeah,
pretty much on
good
all
way to put it.
platforms. Because
Yeah.
eh, so I just want to relieve some people out there that are like, uh, if you don't have any idea in marketing, let us come help you. Doesn't have to
Mhm.
be me or Mandy or anybody else that you hear on this podcast, but it's okay to get help. And sometimes that's all you need, is that one little spark for things to just go crazy, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
And I think it's important to also note that marketing doesn't happen overnight.
yes, it can be years.
Yeah, of laying foundation and growing and building and expanding and really bringing your community and telling your story. It doesn't happen overnight. It's never going to be a quick fix.
Yeah, I think it took us like 3 years to get followers on Facebook for the law firm,
Mm-hmm.
and then get people engaged into uh our we call them Tuesday tips, and it's like free just legal tips,
Mm-hmm.
but you had to sign up for it, and it took us like 2-3 years, as well as posting them, but also people getting them in their email for in order for it to build,
Mm-hmm.
and we found what our my point is we found what our clients wanted, we found what our
Mm-hmm.
audience wanted, and then we just went with that, and we have a 45% open rate, which is really pretty good on
Mm-hmm.
on our mailers or our emails that go out. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's working. That someone we tested a couple of years, and then we finally found the hook, as you've been saying, of what people would actually open with.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And so marketing in the beginning is a lot of testing. And I'm sure you'll come to a point where you're like, oh, okay, well, our old school people are not are still opening, but now our new people aren't opening because it's a different demographic. So how do we hook both? Do we need to change it up so it's every other week? Do we need to A/B split them out? And so there's two emails that are similar, two emails at the same time that are similar, but are going to two different segments of our email list to make sure we have the best open rate. Like there's always something new to try to optimize what you currently are doing.
Yeah, and then your one little idea for the week, you may have to break it out into like five different versions,
Mhm.
depending on where it's going, and like you said, depends on what the audience. So, if you don't know how to do that stuff,
Mhm.
I keep saying this at the end of the thing, just because I'm like, let us help, because I don't like to see small businesses or even medium-sized businesses struggle on
Or close.
something or close.
Or close. It's so sad to me every single time a business closes because I'm like, that's somebody's dream dying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and they were I mean, to be brutally honest, they were unwilling to change in
Hmm.
some aspect in order for people to keep coming in the doors, or
Yep.
for people to know who they are, because
Yep.
our particular community has gone from probably like 10,000 people to 40,
Hmm.
and you have to market different really when you get to bigger.
Yeah.
Small
I mean,
town is different.
yeah, you go to one networking event and you say, hey, I'm going to offer our Wednesday special is changing, and the whole town knows when you're small. But when you have 40,000 people, you might be posting, networking, talking, email for 6 months to a year, and they don't even know you're in business. They don't even
Correct.
know where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I think nobody knows where my businesses are because I don't do anything. I'm the
Micah,
worst.
come on now. We talked about this.
I know. I'll get around to it maybe one day. Okay. So if you're a new business owner, give a couple of tips of like, um, okay, let's do this. What not to do.
Okay.
Like two or three things of what a new business owner should not do,
Do
and then
not
we'll do two or
let,
three of
do
what they should.
not, do not let AI design your logo.
Okay. Or your text for your posts.
Oh, for sure. Please do not use AI for your captions.
That's one. That's like that. We'll put those together
No,
because
they're separate. They're separate. Because think about when you ever had someone come to you with an AI logo and they're like, "Yeah, I
yeah,
want to like you can't separate any of that because there is no font for it because it's just
yeah,
images." And people don't understand that. Like that isn't a font. It isn't a real thing. Because AI just meshed a whole bunch of pixels together and voila, you have a logo. Please do not let AI do your logos.
yeah. I've had a couple people try to ask me to do like shirts and like embroidery, and I'm like, I can't even like take the background out of that. Like,
Yeah. You're
okay,
like, I can redo the whole logo for you. It's just gonna end up costing you a lot more money in the long run.
right, and just so everybody knows, marketing people can tell when you're using AI for your posts.
Amen. I think other people are starting to recognize it too, not
Yeah,
just marketing people
like if you're gonna put emojis in every seventh letter,
and M dashes.
M dash, M dash. We
I
should
know.
do
I
a
feel so bad for all the people that legit like write really good English and use M dashes because the M dashes have died for them.
yes. I mean, if that's if that's what I mean, there's a creative way to use AI, so I'm not gonna knock it, but at the
For
same
sure.
time, uh,
It's
yeah,
a tool. It's
it's a
not a
tool.
replacement of a person, department, sales, marketing, all of the above. It's a
Right.
tool. You
Okay,
use
so
it as
there's
a tool. Yes.
to give us one more what you should not do.
You should not run ads if you don't have any organic marketing happening.
So if people aren't just naturally coming to your thing, is that what you mean? Like, are we talking about social media?
So
Social
we don't
media?
even have to talk about social media. Let's
Okay.
say you're running an ad, but you don't have a website. Let's say you're
Uh,
on the radio or you're on TV, but you don't have a website. That's like seriously not using all your marketing tools is like being put in the yellow pages and not just your name's there. No phone number, no address, no business hours, nothing. Like if we're going to go old school, like no one would have done that. You wouldn't have paid for a space in the yellow pages and not done all the work that goes with
yeah,
it, right? It's the same thing. If you're not online with a website, if you're not on social media, don't be running ads to anything with what, your phone number and email address?
yeah.
No, that's not how this works.
People don't even know their own phone numbers. So trying to remember somebody you hear on a radio ad or something, 100%. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not gonna remember any of that stuff.
Yep.
Okay. So give us two or three things you should be doing.
As a brand new business
Yeah, well, either or. Just like tips for social media. Just
for
generalized
social
tips.
media, start with organic. So we're gonna do the other side of the coin for paid ads. Start with organic social media. That is just consistently posting, whether that means I can show up online twice a week consistently. I know I can always show up on like Tuesdays or Thursdays or whatever it might be for you and your business. Show up and do the work consistently. Um, know your brand voice and your client avatar is super, super important. I have free resources. There are tons of free resources out there just for even basic information to know who you're talking to and to make sure you're doing it correctly. I mean, it's just the tip of the iceberg, right? The free resource, but at least would get you started. If you're like, well, I'm shoestringing this and I have no dollars to spend, it really costs you money in the long run, especially if you're just throwing spaghetti without even know who might pick it up.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And then uh I'm gonna throw this out there and let you ad lib the importance of commenting on people's comments. Like,
Yeah. Don't
so
post and ghost.
don't post and ghost. So, like, I know statistically, I mean, it's part of the algorithm on the back end of how
Mhm.
both of them deem your post if it's important and people are talking, but like, let people understand of like why you can't post and ghost.
So, a social media, you got to think of it as a bullseye. It starts small and grows. And I know, like, if you're throwing darts, you want to be in the center. I get that. But you got to think of it as it starts small and grows. So, the more likes, comments, shares, saves you get, the more people it pushes out to. And it starts with your own followers. If your own followers don't like, comment, and share with a post, it doesn't ever leave the people that already know, like, and trust you. So if you're scrolling and you're like, oh, I love that restaurant. Oh, look, they have something new. And you just see that they have something new and you don't say, oh my gosh, I can't wait to come in and try that. You don't like it. You don't share it or save it. You've basically like hamstringed your favorite business, right? So commenting is super important for it to go outside of the know, like, and trust. But also just to reach more people within your own sphere on social media. It doesn't ever push further if no one's interacting. So, posting and ghosting can be some of the most harmful things you can do to your own business and other businesses. Social media has it built into the name. It's meant to be social, which means interacting on posts, which means showing up in your community online and in person.
Yeah, I was about to say so. I'm horrible at this. I've tried to get better as on the Facebook and the Instagram as far as at least hearting it or liking it. I don't always comment like I probably should on some things, but all of that stuff is important to the businesses or the uh the engagement
Mm-hmm.
uh in order to get more people to
Hmm.
focus on your name,
Yeah,
even your business in general.
and not just, and it's not just businesses, but nonprofits too. Like if
Correct.
you're running a campaign and you're really involved in a nonprofit, if you're not going on and commenting, sharing, liking, I mean, you can post all the time and it doesn't matter because it's never going to get outside of just the little target that it starts with.
Okay, man, we got
I
like all
know.
kinds of more stuff we should talk about,
I
but
know.
we may have
Probably
to
could
do.
talk for another 5 hours.
We're gonna have to break this down into like one segment, and then we'll spend an hour like yapping about that. All right, so I'm gonna totally switch gears. I'm gonna throw you off a little bit. We're gonna see what happens.
Okay.
If you could give advice, eh, let's say not even social media, just
Okay.
advice to someone who has an idea or a dream to do something,
Mm-hmm.
what would you tell them? Like, let's just say you're, okay, I'm gonna give you a scenario. You're meeting with somebody who wants to start a small business,
Okay.
and during your conversation with them, they seem like this is their dream. This is all they've ever talked about. But in your conversation with them, they're kind of like doubting themselves. They're really kind of negative Nancying the whole thing. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't even they can't even convince you that they want to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to them to kind of inspire them to like at least give it a try?
In 5 years, would you look back and regret not trying?
That's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, 5 years for a lot of people, like 5 years, think about 5 years ago. Wasn't that long ago. We may not have been just coming out of COVID, which feels like yesterday sometimes. Like, think about that. In 5 years ago, 5 years from now, would you regret at least not trying?
And is that what you told yourself when you decided to jump?
No. I told myself when I started to jump, why have I been waiting? Why didn't I think about just doing this for real, full time, not freelancing, not side hustling? What have I been waiting for? That's what I told myself.
And so
It
I
had
think
literally just never occurred to me. As crazy
right.
as that sounds.
Well, I think that's like really good advice as well. Like if you have a dream and you want to do something, like you got to try it. I mean,
Even if,
what's the worst that could happen? You spend a year and then go, I need to go back into the regular section. I need to go back into the
mhm,
regular section. I need to go back into the regular corporate side
yeah,
or wherever you were doing before.
yep, yep.
Um, at least try it.
And I think a lot of people are so worried about failing that they don't ever try. They don't ever want to fail. What's wrong with failing? There's
Right.
nothing wrong with trying something and it not working out. Because if you tried it, you learned something. You grew in some way. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think
Right.
in society we have such a negative you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not even having it.
Connotation.
Thank you
Connotation.
about failure. I mean, A, I never want to see business fail. So make sure you figure out who your network of people are so you can make sure you stay afloat too, right? But like if it doesn't work out, and especially if it was a side hustle and didn't work out, it's okay. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. It's okay. Like you can try again. Maybe it's not even it failed. Maybe you have to put pause and you have to come
Yeah.
back to it. Or maybe it gets put on, side burner. Still happening. It's just slower. All those things, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I just want to kind of like end the episode on uh this country is run on small business, and if you have an idea or you're really good at something and you can
Mm-hmm.
help other people
Mm-hmm.
jump out, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think to your point, the 5 year or trying to look 10 years or whatever, um you'll probably be way more happier, even if you failed to
Hmm.
some extent, um, because you can always try again with all the, like, to your point, with all the lessons that you just learned.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And maybe you try something, you're like, oh, okay, that didn't work. I need to figure out how to build a partnership into it, or I need to figure out, maybe it was the location, or you've learned something so the next time you're not at where you were 5 years ago.
Right.
Just
And
hoping
then,
and dreaming.
yeah, and then find people that uh aren't necessarily attached to you in any way to kind of maybe help guide you or kind of maybe help uh I always like to say try to help relay your thoughts out on paper
Hmm.
so you can actually see what you're trying to do. I think
Hmm.
there's still a ton of business owners that have no idea. They've always wanted to own a business, so they open it up and then they just go. And maybe
Hmm.
by luck, it works for a little while, but then at
Hmm.
some point you're going to have to redirect or change something or whatever, and then they're stuck, like because they
Hmm.
didn't do the information they didn't get all the information out of what they actually really wanted.
I feel like we see this a lot in cottage bakeries and or food trucks. They
Yeah.
want a full-blown restaurant. And so they're cottage baking, and then maybe they go to a food truck, which is a similar scenario. And then they tried to take the leap from a food truck to a restaurant, like a brick and mortar location, can't move, and they get stuck. And they struggle because they don't understand that the concepts are different, right? You've grown, you've changed, you've adjusted. And so there's different things you have to do. And I'm just looking at it from a marketing perspective. I'm not even thinking about like how much more do you have to buy? You have to figure out,
Yeah.
waiters and waitresses. Like there's a whole nother thing to it. Hmm.
And some people do amazing at a food truck, and then when they get into the restaurant, it's
Yeah.
not good because
Yeah.
they dreamed, but they didn't necessarily prepare
Hmm.
for the dream. They just knew what they wanted to do. But that's a whole nother episode. Um,
Yep.
oh my gosh. Well, uh, Mandy, it's been fun.
Yeah.
We gotta kind of shut it down
Okay.
for this particular episode, but we'll figure out a topic and we'll come back and do it again. So
Okay.
we'll leave your links and stuff in the bio in case people want to reach out and do questions or have
Perfect.
anything, or you can just comment directly on this podcast. As soon it'll be on YouTube as well, so you could yell at us on YouTube or comment or argue
All caps. I
all
want to see
caps
them in all caps.
because then we know you're serious. All right, Mandy, thanks for
For
joining
having
us.
me on.
We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye, friends from the Storyfield. See you later. Thank you for joining us on this latest edition to the Storyfield podcast. We hope that you have been challenged, inspired, and ready to take that next step, whatever that is. If you know someone with an amazing story that needs to be heard, send us an email at info@thestoryfield.com. Have a fantastic day, and we can't wait for you to join us on the next episode of The Storyfield.